Hey guys, welcome back. First off, I just wanted to say thank you for your support through me and my family's journey here in the Netherlands. If you're new here, welcome, and I hope you would consider subscribing to the channel. So guys, in today's video, we're going to be talking about some things that are not free here in the Netherlands. So if you're American, these are things that are typically, well, of course, there's always exceptions to the rule, but these are things that are typically free in the US. So you guys know how we do it here. Go ahead and get comfortable, get yourself your favorite snack, and we'll get right into it. So the first thing is refills. We love free refills. We are obsessed with free refills, and free refills definitely do not exist here. So if you order a Coke, for example, a lot of the restaurants will give it to you in a small, cute glass bottle, which you also rarely see in the US, and that's it. If you want another Coke, then you have to pay for it. And this even applies to water, which brings me to number 2, which is water is typically not free. So if you go into a restaurant in America, the first thing the server usually does as she's greeting the table is pour you a glass of water from a pitcher. And they keep refilling your water throughout your meal, and it doesn't cost anything. However, here in the Netherlands, I find that if you order a water, it's usually brought in a fancy glass jar and you have to pay for it. I actually spoke about this in one of my videos where I mentioned that water was not free here in the Netherlands, and a lot of people mentioned in the comment section that I could just ask for tap water at the restaurant and that this would not cost anything. However, I recently went to a restaurant in Rotterdam and I asked for tap water, and the server said that he could get in trouble from his manager if he gave us tap water. In addition to that, other times I've asked for tap water, it almost seems like it's an inconvenience or that the server is doing me a favor if I get the tap water. So now I'm kind of iffy about asking for it. I'd rather just get a bottle of water or not get them in trouble or put them in an uncomfortable situation. And it now has me a little bit confused whether it's odd or frowned upon to ask for tap water. Is that something the waiters are not fond of? I'm really not sure, but if you do know, please let me know in the comment section. The next thing is bathrooms. So bathrooms are typically not free. Of course, if you're in a restaurant or a hotel, then they have free bathrooms. But if you're in a place like a train station or just walking around, they don't have many, if at all, any free bathrooms. Now, I have to admit that I don't mind paying for bathrooms, especially if they're kept clean. So it's kind of a trade-off. You're paying a little bit of something for a clean bathroom. Although I do have to mention, we recently took a quick road trip to Belgium and we had to pay for a bathroom while we were there. And let me tell you, the bathroom was absolutely horrible. It was disgusting, which was really disappointing. It cost us €1 to use the bathroom, but it was filthy. I mean, just absolutely horrible. But like I said, that was in Belgium, not here in Netherlands. I found that for the most part, all bathrooms that we have to pay for here in the Netherlands are usually quite clean. Something else I found too, that if you do want to use a free bathroom while you're in the train station, then you can always use the one that's inside the train. So my best advice is to always carry some coins on you so you never find yourself in a pinch in case the only bathrooms you can find are paid. The next thing that is typically not free is parking. And I'm not talking about parking at like airports and stuff like that. Even when you're going for shopping, you have to pay for parking. So when you pull in, you get a little ticket, and then when you leave, you have to pay the ticket. So you would think that it's free because you're going to spend money, but even at shopping malls, you have to pay for parking. Now there's always exceptions, and I found that these are based on the amount of time that you're parked for. So most of the time, if you've been at the parking lot for less than an hour, then the parking is free. But anything over that, then you have to pay parking. It's also interesting because I've noticed that here they don't have any parking attendants, because in the US there's always a parking attendant at the lot. I find that in the US you get your ticket and then on your way out there's always an attendant that you can hand money to, but here in the Netherlands everything is automated and goes through a machine. Next thing is shopping bags. They do not have free plastic shopping bags here in the Netherlands. If you forget to take a reusable bag with you while you go shopping, then you have to pay for one at the store. And I found that this is also the case at some clothing stores. I mean, they'll ask you if you want one, they just don't give it to you, but you'll be charged for it. I mean, this is the one thing that I still do not understand why the US has not adopted, because the amount of plastic that's used by the grocery stores, coffee shops, restaurants, I mean, the list is endless. It's just really, really sad. And I feel like this is one practice with the reusable bags that could be so easily adopted, but they still have not caught on. The next one is that you cannot take your bike on a train for free. And someone told me that if the train conductor is making his rounds and finds you on the train with your bike without a ticket for the bike, you can get fined pretty heavily. They're very strict about rules here, so it will be enforced and it's not worth the risk. And guys, one more thing that I thought about that they do not give you free here in the Netherlands is condiments. So things like your packets of ketchup, mayonnaise, and mustard when you go into a fast food restaurant. If you've ever been to a McDonald's, a Wendy's, a Burger King, a Chick-fil-A, you name it, any of those fast food restaurants in the US, then you get hordes of free condiments. I mean, they even have stations where you can just grab them and put them in the bag on your own, or if they hand them to you, then they give you a whole handful. But something that I've noticed here in the Netherlands is that you do not get free condiments, and sometimes even have to pay €1 to get a packet of ketchup, mayo, or mustard. So guys, that concludes the video. There is a list of a few things that are typically free in the US but not free here in the Netherlands. I initially used to find the fact that these things weren't free when we first moved here a little bit strange, but now that we've been here for a while, I think I'm used to it. I've now learned how to deal with it, and it seems quite normal. As always, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Would you be upset if you had to pay for these things, or is it perfectly normal? And until next time, doei!